An incoming storm system is unleashing wet, miserable conditions across the Gaza Strip, and it's set to get worse in the coming days. Hundreds of thousands of Palestinians are enduring the storm in flimsy, makeshift shelters or in tents that stand no chance of keeping out the rain. Already, water is pooling between the tents. Some people are digging trenches to try and keep it from getting inside the tent. There's more rain, more strong winds, more flash floods in the forecast for the coming days. Israel still severely restricting humanitarian aid, including shelters, in breach of the US brokered ceasefire it agreed to more than 2 months ago. Well, the Gaza Civil Defense is urging Palestinians not to shelter in damaged buildings after 3 unstable apartment blocks came crashing down in Gaza City. Officials are asking people to leave any structures that show cracks or signs of instability. 15 centimetres of rain is expected within 48 hours. That's around 2 months' worth of rainfall in just less than a week. Aid groups say 1.5 million Palestinians are living in tents and flimsy structures. An estimated 300,000 mobile homes are needed. Tareq Azzoum has been looking at the problems facing Palestinians in al-Mawasi.
The storm has practically hit Gaza and it's expected to intensify within the coming hours. But the significant rainfall has completely deteriorated the humanitarian conditions for families who are living in makeshift tents. We can see that water is quite streaming between makeshift tents, ruining it. And here in one of these local makeshift tents that we can see, the water is completely surrounding the tent and is as well inside. We can take a look and bend the camera to see how even the clothes and what's left of local families have been completely soaked with the rain water. And for many Palestinians, they are quite concerned about how they will cope within the coming hours when this storm intensifies. Here, as we can see, there is a huge pool of rainwater surrounding families who are still living inside, but they are run out of options. They are unable to get any sort of assistance. Israel is still banning humanitarian supplies from reaching Gaza, and UN agencies are still sounding the alarm over the huge deepening of the humanitarian emergency across the Strip, given the restricted number of makeshift tents that entered Gaza and the inability of local families here to cope with this soaring humanitarian crisis. Tareq Azzoum, Al Jazeera, from al-Mawasi, Palestine.
Well, as I mentioned, the humanitarian aid that Israel has severely restricted from entering Gaza includes shelters. But while families in Gaza struggle to make it through the storm in tents and makeshift shelters, Israelis are safe and dry in secure, heated homes. In Gaza, Israeli bombardment has damaged water, electricity and sewage networks and has destroyed roads, and piles of rubble is blocking drainage systems. In Israel, public services are functioning, facilities are intact and roads are paved. In Gaza, Israel is limiting the entry of not only humanitarian aid but also basic goods, fuel and medicine. In Israel, people are free to shop in fully stocked supermarkets, fill up their cars and visit fully operational hospitals. Jonathan Cricks is Chief of Communication at UNICEF Palestine, he is in central Gaza at the moment. He described the desperate situation on the ground there.
I was this morning in a displaced people camp, and I saw, so many children barefoot, all their clothes are soaked, the mattresses are soaked, water is going everywhere because, of course, those tents are makeshift tents, most of them, and they're definitely not protecting the children. And many children are sick, they are cold, they are wet, and this is really a terrible situation because, those children, after those 2 years of relentless war, are really, they are suffering way too much. And yes, UNICEF is trying to bring in as much as we can. And seriously, we can say that in the past weeks, there was a slight improvement in what we have managed to bring inside Gaza. And, we have distributed 250,000 of warm clothes kits for children. And But for example, when it comes to the tents, we only managed to bring in 7,500 to distribute within Gaza, 7,500. And this is definitely not enough when you see the scale of the destruction in Gaza.
Don't miss out. Get the full picture. Subscribe to Al Jazeera for reliable news and expert insights. Like, share, stay ahead.